All right, guys, beautiful evening right here on our farm. In this video, we want to be discussing uh, challenges that you're going to face as a pig farmer. I understand that several people tend to always talk about the success stories, but I want you to understand that behind every success story, there has come several major challenges. So, in this video, we want to quickly discuss three key challenges that you are going to face. These challenges we'll be discussing is literally common to every pig farmer. I'm not sure there's anyone out there that will not face this challenge. It's unique to literally the entire the business that comes with pig farming. So stay tuned and ensure you follow through on this video, and we'll walk you right on these challenges. And one of the other things we'll be doing is to provide the solutions to these challenges as we deem fit. So now, quickly, if you're new to this channel, please ensure you click the subscribe button. That's extremely free. So just click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification icon so that each time we drop a video, you'll be notified that a new content is available. All right, let's delve very quickly into the content for today. The three key challenges that every pig farmer would face. Now, the very first one is the feed. The very first challenge you're going to face is it comes with the feed, because I want you to understand that if you're going to run your pig farm quite well, you're going to have to feed your animals very well. And this present economy, the present time we are in, animal feeds are extremely expensive. Like, it's almost, I wouldn't even say it's almost times, in some cases, it's almost times 4 or times 5 of what it used to be. Things are so expensive. I remember some times back when I was doing the chicken, the poultry, we used to get the starter feed and the finisher feed for about 3,600. I remember precisely, because I do rear those things at some point. I do have turkeys and everything. I did full-blown poultry farming. So I have a lot of experience on animal husbandry. And those are some of the things that I'm bringing to you on this channel. I've told you already, we're bringing lots of great content on several other animal husbandry. I've been into several animal husbandry, and we'll be bringing them to you. So then we used to have a bag of feed for 3,600. But right now, to get the broiler starter, depending on the grade you are getting, because we have different grades, we have the 510, 511, depending on the grade you are getting and the brand, it ranges from between 20,000 to close to 30,000. So the one we were using to start our, when we first got some pigs to the farm, it was about 27,000 at some point. Later on, it increased to 28,000. So one bag of feed was that expensive, that you get one for just 28,000 naira. Now, that was a far cry from what it used to be. Imagine 3,600 to 28,000. Now, apart from the broiler feed, the PKC also, at some point it was about 2,000 naira or less than that. I think 1.8 or so. And it used to be like a very much available feed at some point, because we used to have it. It used to be like something that wasn't very tangible. How do I say? But right now, PKC is extremely expensive. It's no more as cheap as it used to be. You can't just get it anyhow anymore, because you'll be getting it for, depending on where you're getting it from. You're getting from directly from the depot, you may get for about, let's say, 5,000 if you're lucky. If you have a very that's at wholesale. Well, some people at retail will sell from 5,000 which is very cheap, very, very cheap. Believe me, if you get it at 5,000 you're lucky. Some people sell from 7,000, 8,000 and thereabout. That's PKC. So think about the cost of even feeding your pigs with just PKC is not even the best. So obviously, you can see that the cost of even raising them on cheap feeds is now very much expensive. Talk less of if you're going to feed them with nutritious feed that is going to boost their growth, which I've always advised you do, because if you're going to get the maximum weight, a good number of kg in 6 months, you have to feed them with the right nutrients in their feed. You can't feed them with just PKC. PKC will not do. But if you are not feeding them with those nutritious feed, you will rear your animals for almost a year and you will not even see a lot of growth. So the feeds are the major challenge, and feeds make up to not less than 70% of your entire cost on these animals. The drugs and everything, some drugs you can, like for the liver misol, the dewormer, you can use those drugs for a very long time because you don't give them so much. But some of the drugs that move very fast is the multivite, because you have to give multivite regularly. But some other drugs like the dewormer, it doesn't move. So the drugs are not a significant portion of your cost. The feeds are the most significant portion of your cost. So when you are actually, it's very much advised that you should even have a great plan for their feeds before you even get into pig farming. So if you are planning to get into pig farming, I would advise you go and have a stack of cash somewhere that you're going to use to fund their feeding. And if you are even able to do it, I will advise you to get them down already. That's the best thing to do. So if you know you are starting your pig farm maybe next week, you can get your feeds this week and pack them in a store. The feed that will carry you for a very long duration. Because if your animals don't feed well, you would not enjoy the farming project. You need them to feed properly, and you need them to feed very well. So, and I would also advise that before you get into the project, please ensure you are ready the estimate on how many animals you can feed. So instead of you getting 10 animals and you can't feed 10 animals, why don't you get 5 and feed them perfectly well? So this is one of the major challenge you're going to face as a pig farmer, the feeding. Get ready for it if you're just intending to get into it, and if you are into it, I'm sure you are right there. I've seen some comments in some of our videos. Some people are really lamenting the cost of feed. Some people are probably closing their farms because they can't afford the feeds anymore, because the feed is so expensive, so expensive, and these animals eat. So if you're going to feed them right, you're going to have to spend so much money on them. Presently now, if you're going to rear an animal for say 6 months, you should be budgeting not less than 100,000 for one animal. Not less than 100,000 for one animal, at least thereabout. And I'm talking about at the moment where we are talking right now. I'm not talking about some years later. So if you watch this video some years later, obviously the prices would have changed then. So the feeds are the major concern for every farmer out there, because your cost is going to stay so much on this. Now, the second challenge you're going to face is with the workers. The ability to get the right workers, the best workers, is not very easy. People are not willing to work right now. I want you to know that. You probably don't know that yet if you have not gotten into it. Pig farming project is extremely tasking. So you will need to clean up, you need to mix the feed, the medication process is not easy. Injecting the animals and everything, those are not processes that you move through just anyhow. It comes with a lot of stress. The time of injecting the pigs are always very tedious. So people are not very motivated, especially the youth, are not very motivated to be available for stuff like this. So apart from the fact that you may not even get workers to be ready to do the work, if you're getting some, many people are just willing to just get money and not work at this point. So you may not be able to get competent staff. So if you're being able to get the right staff for competent ones, it comes with it's not very easy. It's not very easy. So one of the things you need to do to solve that is to find a way to organize trainings for your staff. You don't need to look for the most competent one, because actually it will be very hard to even get the most competent one. That's the truth. The most competent ones may not even be available for you. So what you need to do is to look for people that are willing to work. They may not be best, they may not be the best, they may not be the most competent, but they are available. So then you train them up to be able to work with you. So that's the solution to that. Now the last thing, which is it's literally major for every animal husbandry farmer, not just the pig farming project, but also or other kind of project, is the power. Power is also a very major. It takes a very major percentage of your cost on your cost. So you need to find a way to know that number one, you are going to spend money on power, because these guys, they you need to power water to your tank and everything, depending on whatever system you're running. Whatever system you're running, as long as you have a pig farm, you are going to use water, and the water will need to be pumped from somewhere, either from borehole or wherever. So power takes a lot of money. You know, the fuel is extremely expensive right now. So those are some of the challenges you have to face, and you have to be prepared for it financially. So you have to have the right plan on how to tackle these challenges, and I wish you all the best. So I really think this video would have helped you in one way or the other to prepare if you're just intending to get into big farming. And if you are into big farming already, you can check up some of the solutions I provided for you and use them on your farm. So alright guys, if you're new to this channel, ensure you subscribe to this channel and click on the notification once again, and we'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, bye bye.